we good? Hello. Hello. This is Ratchet and Clank, A Crack in Time. 80% this time. We'll get into it just right away, but I'll start timer just when I create the file. So 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. And we're off. So this is Ratchet and Clank A Crack in Time 80%. As the name implies, this is from a fresh file and we're going straight to the end. I think the first thing to explain if you've just come off Deadlocked is that you're going to see a bit more of Clank. Not a lot, but a bit more. And right away we have this Clank section, which is about a 3-minute long tutorial of the entire game. Of the controls of the game. You'll see me fluttering around like this. I'm jumping and then cancelling my jump at the same time, and that moves me along the ground a bit faster than just walking. But you won't be seeing too much more of that. Here is this. Yeah, sorry, you go.
An important thing to know about this game is it's timed in in-game time.
Yeah.
Instead of RTA.
Yeah, so this is the only Rat game that has a consistent in-game time measurement. It goes to the second. It measures all the time that you're actually playing and a few kinds of cutscenes. Not all cutscenes count towards it, but you know, load screens don't. All of these other things. Now we're done with the segment section. So I think a very basic thing to talk about with this game is that compared to the original trilogy and Deadlocked and all of that, you're not going to be seeing too many crazy clips and sort of point A to point B skipping to coordinates. This game is more of a hitting a lot of triggers, doing a lot of sequences as early as you can, very tight double jumps and out of bounds movement. Since our movement capability is a lot less than the original trilogy. For example, we don't have any kinds of infinite jumping in this game. But here we're coming up on the first major trick, which is an out of bounds using Clank. So I'm going to grab this ledge, and I'm going to turn and pull up at the right moment. I'm going to slide along the ledge and fall right through. There we go. Shoutouts to Duck, the godfather of this game, for finding that trick. And that works just because it's storing your downwards momentum as you're sliding along the platform, and it forces you right out to that out of bounds area. Ooh, bit of a miss there. Landing on a little pixel there that I can stand on. And then nice. And that skips a whole corner of nothingness and scripted sequences. And that's the first Clank section. And unfortunately, that's the last time you'll see Clank for another hour and 10 minutes or so. But we'll be getting well acquainted with Ratchet. And while we're starting and walking along here, do you have any donations to read out?
I have 2 of them. There's another donation from Dan MCD for saying rack block, good luck Mobius. It's $16.28.
Thank you, brother.
And there's another donation from Nico Sar, $15.45. Says it's great to see the Ratchet and Clank block in full skin. I feel it's worth pointing out that Untitled Goose Game is the sort of experience that a lot of players might have cruised through and put down once they feel the credits. There are a lot of little interesting extra bits that a lot of these people might never have seen before, so I'd like to support the 100% run as a way of showing these off.
Thank you for that donation. And that's the next coming up incentive, isn't it?
Yeah. I was trying to find it.
So yeah, here at the start of Zola, we don't have that many things in our arsenal right now. We have the wrench and a pistol. And their own 2 legs that we can walk along with. So, this is basically like an escort mission for Quark, and we're going to be introduced to a few of the components of this game, such as these wrench, I guess they're bolt cranks still, and some of the enemy types we'll be seeing throughout the game. For the most part we could ignore Quark though, he's not very useful. He's big, dumb, and doesn't do a lot of damage.
Got a question from the chat. Why are you Australian?
I've been trying to figure that one out. So here, just a little skip. Jump Hyper Strike up there. Skips like just a little platforming sequence. This one's a bit of a slow burn to start with. But here we buy the best weapon in the game, and I'm not kidding with this one, this is the Constructo Bomb. This is the weapon we'll be using for the rest of the run.
You're also forced to buy it.
Yes, you're also forced to buy it.
Very fun.
Quark will stand there if you don't buy it. So you have to waste 1,000 of your bolts, and we'll make the best use of it. Oh, I don't know. Okay, I got the XP there. Another question. How am I Australian? I have not looked into citizenship laws. Food for thought.
So one thing in this game is all the unskippable cutscenes are just magically skipped.
Yes. Let's not go too far into that. But basically, the cutscenes in this game that are unskippable are just movie files, and since they don't count towards in-game time, we're able to remove the cutscenes and just go on like nothing happened, because the game has a failsafe for this, which is very, very useful, and that saves about 17 minutes of waiting. Very nice.
Pretty useful.
Yeah, this is our first Ratchet out-of-bounds sequence, so I've ledge grabbed there, and I've pulled myself up through an invisible ceiling. That's allowed me to get out of bounds. Ooh, I'm just gonna miss that. That's the first time I missed that in a long time.
Washed up.
I'm washed up. I hate to see it. Oh, I spawned back here. Oh well. It's okay, because the cycles are much better. Yeah, that's cool.
So this one's gonna be waterford, right?
No. I don't want it to be. It's so funny because I jumped so easy that I'm gonna opt not to take the death here.
So the death there is faster in game time.
Yeah, it loses like 3 seconds RTA, so I'm just not gonna bother.
So, what are these things?
Mutated viruses from the cortical sector. We haven't seen them on this planet in years. Something must have happened to the zone.
Now that we've got our Fongoids back, we're able to go to the village. And you'll see up here that I get a weapon upgrade just past here. And the weapon upgrades, what they do is just increase damage and like area of effect. All of those things. And ideally we get our bomb to 5, which is the max you can do in this any % playthrough, as quickly as possible. Because at level 5 you get an extra upgrade to your weapon. But in the Constructo Bomb's case, it just becomes bigger. Ooh, Chief got pushed. A little slow.
RNG not in the rack block. Very well. You hate to see it.
Ship's trashed. There's no way we'll be able to repair it.
But the Zoni can. Meet me at the
Yeah, since we don't have much available to us, we're just walking from place to place. And that will change at some point. Oh, I don't have subtitles on.
But
Oh
fixing
well.
it will take powers beyond anything this universe has ever seen. Powers not to be taken
The silly
lightly.
bomb glove.
These Zoni are powerful creatures.
Yeah, the bomb glove has always been a bit clutch in the Ratchet and Clank series. You'll know if you've watched a Ratchet and Clank 1 run. you'll see runners using the bomb glove until basically the very end.
And harness their bioenergy. Follow me, and don't touch anything.
Alright, we're done here.
Dude, haunted strats on that one, yeah.
We have to seal you inside.
I'm gonna go for a clip here. That's very weird and very inconsistent.
Don't want to stay here.
I'm gonna wrench swing and go backwards. Nope, I didn't get it. Okay. Wrench swing in the right position, you're able to go through the wall.
Operation Red Shirt is a go.
Collision in this game is really weird. It's pretty much held together by pieces of string.
Yeah, it is.
Very dumb stuff happens
Yeah.
sometimes.
Yeah, you're able to phase through some walls that you shouldn't be able to. Just with like sort of pushing yourself into them or ledge grabbing up, which, you know, removes your collision entirely for half the animation.
And he's sure it'll
Yeah, I
fix
can tell that when I have that wall clip when I sort of like jot really far back. Now here we're gonna skip a Zoni. So the Zoni are the power devices of this game to power up your ship, but we want to skip one of these and get the second one. Because when we get the second one, Ratchet's just going to teleport. So that's supposed to be a scripted sequence where you're not supposed to get that Zoni in that room. It's supposed to lure all the way over to there and then you walk out.
I mean, you survived.
And that saves about 25 seconds at the cost of one Zoni.
Well done. The vessel is yours. Come.
And does only basically just give upgrades for your ship, like
Yeah,
better missiles and boosters.
yeah.
They're kidnapping
And there's supposed to be gates that, like, you need a specific amount of Zoni to pass by the gate. But luckily with some strats that you'll see coming up, we don't play by the game's rules. Oh, you're being a bit nasty today. It's all good, that does not lose time. Alright. Chief, be nice.
I have a secret passageway that will take you back to your ship. Stay close.
He's playing nice. Okay, that chief can get stuck in that room.
Rack block RNG.
Had a very interesting practice run where that happened and was not fun. Okay, as you can see here, there's a lot of combat sections. We've just got to defeat the enemies. I'll go for one. I could have gotten that, but I don't really want to risk that.
So similar to the ships in Deadlocked, if you destroy the ship, it also kills all the enemies inside of it. And that just saves a bit of time.
Yeah. That one's a bit tough. I've never gotten that one down. Because you need 4 bombs to destroy it, and it's a pretty tight timing, so it's not my forte. Yeah, we need to get this Zoni for the game to progress, and then past this point, it's home sailing.
Get the best upgrade at the end of this planet.
Yeah. It's, I'll show it off.
Undefined.
No, shush, shush. It's my favorite Kendrick Lamar album, Undefined, Undefined.
The cutscene. Undefined, let's go.
So the game assumes you have 3 Zoni, and it automatically gives you that cutscene when you unlock Aphelion. So it's like, okay, you've got Aphelion, but you don't. You have an Undefined, which is, it looks, sounds, and plays like Aphelion.
These loading screens are very long.
Yeah, this game has the longest loading screens of any rack game. Yeah, this is our first ship section. Barrel rolling to a direction is faster than going straight ahead. So we're going to go and do this ship fight. So we need 25 ships to access the warship that's below us. A very angry guy in a suit called Vorsalon. Sorry, a very angry head in a suit. Wants to fight us in Ring of Honor. But we're going to go save some Fongoids first.
We also have to save Quark, sadly.
Yes. So that was an okay ship section there. I mean, you sort of take it as it comes. There's upgrades you can get during the ships, such as Kaboom, which destroys most of the things on screen. But even though there's one planned out in that section, you have to be facing the right direction, and that's very difficult when your ship is slow as molasses. But here, we have Vorsalon's ship.
Very interesting ship.
Yes. We're apparently
Some cool stuff can be done in it.
yeah. We're apparently allowed to land on the thruster for some reason. We need to take out that node there, otherwise we can't actually bypass this. There's an invisible wall. Rack 2 runners telling me how to play. Get off my lawn.
Just stall the nuke, man.
Nah, just store it.
Easy.
I got a buddy named Fear that might be able to help me with it.
Dude, just pause the game at the right frame. It's very easy.
Look at that RNG. So the basic premise here is that we're infiltrating the ship to save some Fongoids and our lovable idiot Quark.
I'm not sure lovable is the right word.
Okay, just idiot Quark. But things may not go as planned with this, and with these grav rails here, when they return later on in the game, you're going to be seeing one of the best tricks in the game. But for here, we're just going to take it easy. Supposed to be like a bolt tank here, you can just jump and hyperstrike. For some reason, some of the level design in this game is very easy to bypass. You know,
Maybe they just knew
they
that
just
people want to do it.
you're about to know about this one as well. Shoutouts to any Insomniac people in chat.
Some of that guys are really cool.
Yeah, they're amazing. The way they've supported the games, much appreciated. But here comes the trick of tricks. One of the gatekeepers of the run, called Door Clip.
So, what happens with the door clip?
Find out what you can.
Basically, you need to hit the enemies, and
He might be a friend to
I'll wait
us.
until he gets close to it. And so, you're jumping on top of a very specific part of the enemy's head to get a ledge grab to get out of bounds.
Oh,
And it's very finicky.
sorry. Thank heck that I've gotten that.
Yeah, you got it.
It's
Pretty fast.
yeah, it could have been a lot better, but you know.
Pretty good for that.
Yeah, we're standing on a very specific part of the eye there. If you saw those enemies from the front on. Obviously, in a 3D space, precision is not like the key type of anything. So we're gonna try and get a health upgrade. Yes! Oh, that was really early. Oh, he died from invisible. Right.
fast cycle.
That was a really good fight, actually. I'm quite happy with that one.
Yeah, that was pretty good.
Yeah. I'm not going to take a save load here. There's a 20-second sort of RTA time loss that you can do to save 4 seconds on the walk back.
Yeah, so a lot of strats done in like actual runs. Just save in-game time.
Yeah. It's just the save loads that they're the more egregious one. Most of them are even with IGT to some degree, but that one in particular, you know, you're taking a lot of RTA time loss for a few seconds. Yeah, we didn't free anyone from that ship, but they'll be fine. They'll be fine. You know?
Porcelain's not going to do anything bad. Yeah, fellas, you're right. This is a fake speedrun.
Fake speedrun.
Fake run.
Okay, we're coming up on the GC skip. Oh, come on.
The great clock skip.
So remember that section we saw at the start of the run? That's the Great Clock featuring Clank. We're supposed to do these after every sector, but let me execute this and I'll explain it because we've got a lot of time to explain it. Okay, cool. So, planet loading in this game sort of has priority. So to say that if I were to double stack loads, the latest load I stack will be the one that initiates first, and the first one will initiate afterwards. Sort of like opposite order. And in this case, what I've done is I've initiated the Quantos load here, the Zolar Forest load, but I've also pressed select during the fade out, and I can go to the next sector during it. And going to the next sector, since I've hit that second, it's going to initiate and do a cutscene that would normally take me to a Clank section. However, the game doesn't like having unresolved loads, so once it finishes the cutscene, it boots me back into Zolar Forest. So since I've seen the first cutscene of the area, when I go to teleport to the sector again in just like 20 seconds, it's assuming that I've completed the Great Clock and I can go to the sector normally. I know this is a bit of a mouthful to explain, especially if you haven't played the game before. It's sort of like a leapfrog between Ratchet and Clank, but the essence of it is we're skipping the Clank sections by abusing loads stacking on top of each other. And you'll see here it initiates a second cutscene. But yep.
The Great Clock skips are also a lot easier on regular hard drives than SSDs, making this pretty much the only game better to run on a regular hard drive.
Yeah, and that's doubled with the fact that we don't care about loads in the in-game time. Because the previous run you might have seen, Ratchet 3 and Deadlocked, run on SSDs, so just modifying the PS3 so they have a solid state drive in them. But for this game, I have my own secondary PS3 that has a hard disk drive in it, and that allows us to do the Clank skips quickly, and also a specific trick called GC1 warping, where I can warp to the beginning of the game from any position in the entire game. However, we don't need to do this in this run, as this is any percent, and it is a file manipulation, what that trick is. So here we are to Molotov. This is one of my favorite planets,
Come in.
actually.
I just landed
Yeah,
on
it's fun,
Torrent
has some
4.
some cool stuff.
Yeah, I found quite a few things on here that I'm quite happy with.
Also get a pretty cool upgrade.
Fulgrim Pass.
We'll see that soon. That's going to be the backbone of the run.
Maybe someone around here can point me in the right direction.
Alright.
See what else you can find. I'll be in touch.
Some bombs. Talking head. Yeah, later, buddy. You know, there's a grind rail here and all this nice stuff. We're getting a journey because we need 6 of them to get our thrusters in space. And we only have 3 right now.
I don't think that's such a good idea.
So it's supposed to take that grind rail, but I say otherwise, because all that takes me is... well, not there. But all that takes me to is the very same position that's just over this out of bounds area, which is the hollow. So double jump out. Yep. And skating along this this sort of, well, now we're in the hollow, which is like residential area, where before down, whoop, hit a save point, and just so I remember, I'm going to pick up a weapon, Mr. Zircon. He's a little flying drone who says mean things about enemies. And he shoots a
Loved
bit.
by children everywhere.
Yeah, he's a staple of childhood, I don't know, species in the Rack series.
Yeah, just jumping past those pillars, or barricades, I guess,
Yeah.
saves decent bit of time.
Yeah, you're supposed to throw battery bots into like sockets, but we can skip those with those well-timed double jumps, and they're a little bit harder than they look. Double jumping in this game requires a bit of lenience. Ooh. I'm supposed to get the level 4 upgrade here. Yeah. Got it. Nice.
Damn.
And here's rails. Oh, rails.
I just want to
This
talk
is...
to you.
So the rails can be sped up if, so at the end of the game, there's also rails, but they go faster.
Yeah.
And basically, if you load the game from there, or if you've gone there, I think,
Yeah.
if you load the game, it thinks all the rails are supposed to be that speed. So it's like 25 seconds faster, I think.
It's like 16 or 20. Yeah.
16, yeah.
Yeah. So it's like imagine there's like set speed files for the rails, and the 2 rail sequences in this game. So this one's like 10, and the one on the Great Clock 5, which is the final segment of the game, that one's like 20, and we can carry over that 20 speed onto this one and like double the speed of the rails. But it does come at the cost of making it a lot harder, somehow. Like you'll actually overtake Azimuth, who's in front of you here, at some point. Yeah, that's banned in this category because, again, it's a file manipulation. This is any %. It's supposed to be as fresh as we can be. You know, you see NG+, you might see some fast rails there.
If you're going to stop
And here it is,
this, you're going to have
the
to
Holy
learn how
Grail.
to maneuver. These hover boots will give you exactly the edge you need. Now,
So these are the hover boots. This is the bread and butter of this game now.
And engage.
And to demonstrate, I am going to do a tech called a double jump. Right here. I'm going to
Damn
skip
it,
the...
double jump.
Yeah, I'm going to skip the tutorial for the hover boots using the hover boots. So if you're going slow using the hover boots, you can double jump and get some height. If you're going fast using the double boots, you can only get like one speedy jump. The double jump combines going slow with going fast. So we start slow, get the double jump using the slow setting on the hover boots, and then at the peak of the double jump, we switch to fast so we get all the momentum from a fast jump. And that allows us to cross distances that the devs didn't intend for you to cross using the hover boots.
that was some of the finest hover booting I've
It
ever
basically replaces, like, you know, the helipack for us.
Because we don't have Clank.
Not yet.
Not yet, yeah. It's been pretty irrelevant these past 2 games.
Yeah, these really are the Clankless Clank games. Oh no, Quest for Booty also exists, and
Yeah.
that's another true Clankless Clank game. A Ratchet and Clank game.
Your shoutouts to every single Quest for Booty runner.
Thanks, man. I appreciate it. You can skip this animation, but I'm not game enough to go through it in marathon. I've done it once, and it was scary. It was too scary. And here we
Well, how you get world record?
got a Aphelion. I wonder what we were piloting the last like 15 minutes.
Finally.
People will say that strat's easy, but it is scary.
Can the game like crash?
No, it's not like that. It's just that you can miss the zoning when going in the ship, and I don't want to do that. Technically, the time loss is like pretty marginal because you can just get the third one until sorry, Axiom. Speaking of Axiom, this is where we're going.
So, what's in Axiom City?
So you might see some satellites out there in the distance. Those satellites will push us back if we get close, and we normally need a thruster upgrade at 6 zoning to get past them. However, we don't have that. We don't have 6 zoning,
I found one once back
but
on
we do
Earth.
have a barrel roll,
Too bad the hula boys dismantled
and with some proper angling, I'm going to try and showcase this as best I can.
it. I'm
We're
ready.
going to roll our way past the barrier.
Warning. Deep space detected. Requesting course correction.
So I am well out of bounds right now, and I need to hold this constant position, otherwise I'm going to go back in bounds. The further I go out of bounds... Oh, so close.
A booster upgrade is required for optimal thrust.
Yeah, the further I go out of bounds, the more risk I have of pushing myself in bounds.
Yeah, this trick basically just lets you get to Axiom City earlier and not having to go get a bunch of zoning.
Yeah. I'm going to be real safe on this. Yep, cool. So I did a U-turn there that pushed me back in bounds, and I mashed triangle so I can hit the planet select while I'm getting pushed back in bounds. Alright, here on Axiom City I'm going to be getting a few necessary things for our journey. First one is our 5th zoning out of 6. Luckily on this planet all the zoning are right on our path.
General, come in.
This one's trying to get away from us.
Axiom City.
We're going to lure him around here, walk around a bit.
What
I'm gonna
kind
grab
of
him.
adjustment?
Attention citizens. Rogue Wombat's Alistair
Nice. And this one, we're going to do
Troopers have been mobilized.
barge strat here. I only get one shot at this, and I got it. Nice.
Hey, good job.
Yeah. Very good. So that picks up a mod for the Constructo bomb. And that one's proximity. So the thing about the Constructo weapons is that they have mods, and you can upgrade them in specific ways. Most of them are pretty useless to us, but proximity is an interesting case because now we can place down a lot of mines without necessarily detonating them. And the reason that's important is because we can abuse this in invincibility, like invincibility phases. You instantly do a lot of damage to the enemies afterwards. And also in arenas, we can pre-place mines and destroy them as soon as they spawn. Okay, that was weird. Didn't deload. We're gonna plant the Zircon here. So Zircon's gonna do some dirty work for us. We're also gonna get a health upgrade. Oh, we didn't. I'm a little bit under XP. That's good. Okay, picking up the battery bot. This battery bot is going to give us our 6th zoning and the final one we need to collect. Nice. That's number 6. So from here on out, even though there's 40 zoning, we're only going to get one more, and we're forced to get it in the arena area. Okay. Decent cycles on this. And here's one of the longest sections of the game casually. A lot of arena sections, a lot of hitting some tripads and all that. But we're going to...
Very easily be skipped.
Yeah. We're going to SI off that sign there and get a ledge grab that pulls us up through the wall that's invisible and encasing the entire arena. Oh,
So here, this is a similar jump. Oh, what?
that's very rare.
What happened there?
Yeah, I know what happened there. Yeah, so I'm supposed to pull myself up, but I got a little proxy off one of the jutting bits of collision. And by SI, I mean slope intercept. Although, it's not really a slope intercept, it's sort of like a soft lock prevention mechanism where if you're sliding along for too long in that specific animation, Ratchet will get his jump back. And you're able to jump off sloped walls that you're stuck in.
You made
And
it.
that gives you more height.
Come on. Ratchet, this is no time for games.
So here is another clip. Nice. That one's very specific. You can grab both of the front and the side of that, and the front can be can take priority a lot.
That thing will level the entire city.
Okay. There's my upgrade. Okay, so this is the first example of proximity usefulness. That saves about 15 seconds. That destroyed a dropship that had 2 enemies in it that we needed to kill. And it has a spawn time for those enemies, which just adds to it. Oh, while we're waiting around, do you have any donations?
Let's see. We do not. But I was speedruns, a group doing speedrun events to raise money for charity. This event's raising money for Beyond Blue, a charity working to raise the awareness of mental health issues and reduce around the stigma, reduce the stigma of these issues to help people achieve their best mental health. If you'd like to donate, you can go to donate.ozspeedruns.com. Links in the chat. And there's also incentives that have been put recently. I don't know how to spell them, incentives. But thanks to Firetail Events for the raid.
Thank you very much. So to briefly explain this boss, what this section is just a, I don't know, just sort of just like an auto scroller, I suppose. He's going to track you with these lasers, and you just have to dodge them until they spin around, and then you can turn the bolt cranks to knock off one of the arms.
This section's pretty boring.
Yeah, this is definitely one of the least exciting parts. It does change a bit in NG+. You can destroy some of the stuff that's on the top of the ship here earlier, but unfortunately in 90% you don't have any weapons that reach all the way up there. And yeah, just so everyone's aware, the next donation incentive is for the category of Untitled Goose Game. There's a choice between 2-player, 1 controller, 80% glitchless. That's one category, and 100%. And we're just done with this phase of the boss. So I'm going to be taking intentional death here to respawn some ammo that's going to occur on the final phase of the boss. Otherwise, once you go up there, it won't spawn any ammo, and you probably won't be able to complete the fight.
Intentional software. Very nice, Insomnia.
Well, we're not meant to do this, I think.
Oh, probably not.
100, yeah.
Yeah, 100% software.
Yeah. And nice. So normally there's another enemy sequence, and then we get carried over to this fight by Azimuth. But right now, that's a bit of a frame drop for you. that's another use of proximity. You can do half of his HP right as he jumps out the gate. Ooh, I missed the trigger there.
No.
You did pretty good back there. I'm heading off to refuel. Next stop, Planet Lumos.
Alright.
Some of the best hover booting spots you'll ever see.
Copy that.
Very nice,
See you
very
there.
nice. And that's Axiom. So that's our second sector done, and we're going to go back to the first sector and perform another Great Clock Skip. And the reason we can do these Great Clock Skips is due to the fact that in the first sector, for some reason, you can skip the exiting cutscene of the sector, which allows the loads to overlap. In these sectors, the exiting sequence is scripted, and therefore, yeah, you'll see here, I'm mashing X as much as I can, but I can't skip this sequence. But to recap on the story of this game so far, this is basically a quest to get our lunchbox Clank. And we've enlisted the other remaining Lombax in the galaxy, Alistair Azimuth, to help us on this quest. And, you know, he helps a little bit. Just a little bit. We do all the work ourselves, really. So another
They
guy.
say Alistair's the lost Lombax, but what happened to Angela?
Yes, about that.
We need answers in some
And what
way.
about the new Lombax?
Yeah.
What's going on there? So yeah, if I wasn't removing the cutscenes, all the times you'd see the Insomniac moon in the bottom left is actually a cutscene that's supposed to be playing, but the failsafe is that it just does a blank black loading screen when it doesn't detect cutscenes. And like I said, that's only for RTA time save, like real-time time save. The in-game time does not get influenced by this.
Which is really the only reason it's allowed.
Yeah, if it influenced real-time, I don't think we would be skipping these cutscenes.
You mean in-game time, right?
Sorry. Again, these are loading sequences, but honestly, I prefer this than doing 8 to 10 minute Clank sections. But
Yeah, the Clank sections in this game might be some of the best of the series, but they're not.
yeah, they're long.
They're not great.
They're long. But if you do want to see some of the Clank sections, there are other categories that go through them, such as All Gold Bolts, where we get the 40 collectible bolts scattered throughout the game. And that requires a focus on the Clank sections.
Now entering.
Okay. This is our first ship boss fight, Libra.
Jim, come in. We've got
Um,
hostile ships.
She's having a
inbound.
good time.
I see 'em. The Valkyries.
And
Expert pilots aware
once
from
we
the
get to a
third.
third health, we need to destroy 10 Valkyrie ships. Because we skipped the cutscenes, we've skipped the introduction of the Valkyries. So the Valkyries are a female race of space pirates that are terrorizing us because the big bad of the game, Dr. Nefarious, has enlisted them to stop us in our tracks.
You might remember Dr. Nefarious from Yu-Gi-Oh!
Yes, in fact. So this is basically the sequel. I mean, if you ignore the, 3 games in between, yeah.
Yeah, basically the same.
No, it's a shame that you miss out on cutscenes with some of the best dialogue in the season. Whoa!
Very good cutscenes that get skipped in the series.
Alas. We're done with
The Big
Libra.
Owl. The Big Owl cutscene at the start of Deadlock. Yeah, that's basically that ship mission done.
Yep.
Captain is down. I repeat.
Yeah, ship missions.
All units, hold
In fact, that's the only other ship boss fight that we do. The other one is skipped in every single category. Alright, on to Krell Canyon. So, if you've casually played this game, Krell Canyon is probably really memorable to you because it's a very large area, a lot of enemies to fight, a lot of stuff to do in it. It's probably like, you know, an hour and a half long casually. But, because we're
Definitely one
speedrunning,
of the better planets.
yeah, it's probably my favorite planet casually. But because we're speedrunners and we hate fun, we're going to maximize our efficiency here. So, I'm going to climb up this and clip through the ceiling right at the very beginning, because that's how we do. And because the beginning is at the end, the obsidian eye, which is our goal for this area, is right at the start, but we need to hit a trigger over near this ivy gate, firstly.
You might remember this being at the, you might remember this taking a while to get to,
Yes.
but 30 seconds, not that long.
Yeah, we're making good time, I think. And as Alistair's like, oh yeah, okay. We're supposed to be here now. And he just teleports
Yeah.
you. And there he is.
The theme with this game.
And now he's gone. And you might remember that there's a gadget we need to get here, the Omni Circa. Ah, the game debates me once again. This clip is a little difficult. That's more like it. Okay. Yeah, if you're like a pixel off on that position, you just can't go through the ceiling. We got it.
Yeah, it's just some more out of bounds stuff to get to the Omni Circle a lot faster.
Yep. So this dude here, how you doing, man? He's gonna give it to us after he has his little spiel. All volley. Come on. Okay, and what we're going to do here is force an autosave and loot our file so we get out of the caves. I think because we've already done them, we're not trapped in here, but it does save some in-game time, which is, you know, always useful to have in our pockets. Oh yeah, Asim's voice sort of comes out of the void there. You know, now he's just taking off. Later, man. Because he's supposed to be there with you, but now that he's in his ship waiting to go away, it's just like no one's there talking to you. And that's a bit of the sequence breaking that happens here. There's another planet coming up, where we do something a little similar. Where we go to the middle of it, and then the start, sort of, and then to the end. Yeah, it's a good thing to point out that we didn't fight any enemies there, and there's like 4 or 5 combat sequences on that planet
I read you, Quark. How are things with the Agorians?
that we will get our fighting fix right here.
Not so good. Somehow they got the idea that I'm some thrill-seeking warrior.
This is
with
the
a
Battleplex.
So if any of you watched the Deadlock run before this, you'd remember lots of arenas. This is basically the Deadlock simulator, but a lot better. Because of a certain trick that gets done.
Yes. This has one of the cooler, more recent tricks discovered. So, unlike Deadlocked, we don't need to do a million arenas, we only have to do 5.
Lucky.
For those who know, I will not be doing 1-2 stack. Those who don't know, you don't need to worry about that. But here, so this is sort of similar to Deadlocked in a lot of aspects. So I'm going to enter, and there's going to be 5 deterministic waves of enemies, like this. We're going to go here, here. They're going to spawn in these positions every single wave. Because we have a proximity mod, we're able to place them down and wait for them to detonate. It allows us to clear these waves as soon as they happen. But not have the Crocs mod, we have to manually destroy that.
So the reason mobius isn't doing mission 1-2 stack is because it can crash. And that's not a very American mistake.
No. But I will be doing one example that doesn't crash. Okay. So I'm running out. That was pretty bad, but you know, we'll take it. Oh, I got the camera moving glitch. Oh,
Yo.
sorry for anyone's eyes there. You might have seen a piece of Ratchet you didn't want to see. So here, this is very similar to the first one where we spawn cardinal directions. And we're just going to keep placing down lines.
Working camera run.
Little skip.
These arena missions can get pretty boring.
Yeah.
Basically the same thing over and over.
That might be a good time for a donation now that you've sort of seen everything there is to see.
Well, there's no donations, but the marathon again is all the donations going towards Beyond Blue, for a charity working to raise the awareness of mental health issues and to reduce the stigma around them, and also help people achieve their best mental health. And you can donate at donate.ozspeedruns.com or there's links in the chat. And you can also donate towards different incentives.
It's at
And the next incentive coming up is for Untitled Abuse Game. It's the category bid war between 2-player 1 controller 80% wishless and 1-player 1 controller 100%. And then the rest of the incentives are named bid wars and include game.
yes. This arena's going to be multiplayer. I'm not too concerned right now. Some awful luck on these movies.
So Clank just doesn't have the good luck.
Let's see. Okay, now I'm going to explain arena stacking. So, you can enter arenas multiple times, and by doing this you can change the layout of an arena and stack the objectives of it to complete them a lot quicker. So I'm going to exit, I'm going to enter, pause, unpause, and I'm going to enter again, because now I have the triangle prompt a second time. I'm going to enter the second arena, it's going to instantly fail me. I'm going to enter the fourth arena, it's not going to fail me, it's going to put me in the fourth arena with some really weird platforms. And because of this, I'm going to be able to kill all these enemies. Yep, instantly complete. So I killed about 8 enemies there compared to the usual 20 or 30 or so. And we're back to the original arena. Yeah, good call.
And so arena stacking, it's basically just, I don't know if you explain it, but how do I word it? Basically putting 2 arenas on top of each other. So
Yeah.
the enemies can contribute to both the wave completions,
Yeah.
basically.
And that's when I was talking about 1-2 stacking earlier. That's what I'm referring to.
Make sure you put that.
He does fit this one. Nice, I got one cycle. I shouldn't have.
Or one cycle.
Whoa, man.
On pace.
On base. Yeah, another save load here. This just saves walking back. This is about even with real time. So I'm saving in-game time. I'm not losing any real time. Ooh. Tell you, 10,000 years gives you a crink in the neck, and so does sitting here. Yeah, onwards to another barrier skip. So just like the one we did for Axiom, because we don't have the tether, we're not able to pull out the nodes to destroy the satellites here. And so we'll have to do another barrier skip. This one's a lot quicker, because we're not getting pushed away. We can actually just like sort of like sneak around the outside of the barrier, just like this.
Mega hero to Ratchet. Repeat, mega hero to Ratchet. Come in.
Mega hero.
Yeah, the fellows and I decided it's
So
time I graduated.
what we're gonna do
It's got a nice ring to it, doesn't it? So I'm chilling here at a Battleplex after party when this foxy young lady tells me she knows of a secret entrance.
have to keep rolling. I have to keep angling myself in. This can be a bit precarious. Nice.
Hey, nice.
What? I'm not sure what that was, but anyway. We did that really quickly. That was one of the best I've done, that barrier skip, because part of the problem with it is if you're not in that sort of like 20 degrees of ship angle, you will just get forced out again, and sometimes like get stuck in the stuck in the satellites.
Don't worry.
It's a huge time loss. Here we're going to see another double jump that really showcases the power of it. So we see this mining platform over here, and if I am good enough, I will be able to... Nice! And another one for good luck. Nice!
Hey, good job. That double jump's definitely a lot harder than I thought.
Yeah, that's I probably wager that's like harder than one of the more notorious ones coming up, but yeah, I sometimes have trouble with that just because of the positioning of it. But that brings us all the way over here, and that's quicker than doing an arena segment over here, because we don't have the right weapons for it, and we don't have enough health to really capitalize on it. This zone is going to get in our way. He really wants to be collected, but I don't know, man. I'm on a busy schedule. I need to walk through a ceiling.
So a lot of this planet is going to certain places to hit checkpoint triggers.
Yep, this one's a noob trap. A lot of new players will go immediately to this button without hitting the 3 checkpoints needed, and they'll wonder why it doesn't activate.
Must be the time portal Clank was talking
Yeah, we need to hit those checkpoints up there, otherwise that button won't work and we won't be able to go to the past.
Hey, are you here to help build?
Oh, I forgot I could skip that.
Nefarious. What can I do for you this fine day?
Unskippable dialogue.
I was planting some vines when suddenly I felt the urge to stop and help our visitor build his new home. Have you met Dr. Nefarious yet? He's great and wonderful. Glad
I'm
to
interested
help.
in planting
I
some
know more
vines.
about horticulture than any fungoid on Xanathar. First,
The seeds are a pretty cool part of the game casually.
find a
Yeah.
nice
They were fun
patch
to
of
do.
soil. Then you just plant it, nice and
So the
deep.
basic
In a few
plot
years,
sort
you'll
of thing
have a
here
nice,
is
healthy
you
vine.
plant the seeds in the past, and when you go back to the future, the vines from the seeds will have grown, and you're able to like change time that way. I don't know why I did that.
Hey, it's you! Have you
Come on.
Nefarious, it's
down to my
Could have gotten the Wombat soft lock there.
What is the one back stuff?
If you're not looking at the vine while it grows, sometimes it just won't grow at all. And that happened in one of Wombat's X runs, unfortunately.
Oh, that's weird.
Oil bearer containment generator disabled.
You know, ever since that happened, that's been a cautionary tale for me.
Omni soaker. That's genius. The winch crank is rusted. We need to
And here we're just escorting the Fungoids back. And we need to do this just to complete the stage.
Can't wait to see my what? Thanks.
And this is the only definitely required usage of the Omni Circle was that last bolt crank. And you can skip this one, but it's a lot slower.
Is great.
You found it.
Really strong.
Dr. Nefarious will be so happy.
It's very cool out of bounds there,
Loosen up
but
that winch
unfortunately,
crank, will ya?
I forget how to do it.
Oh, it's
I was just thinking about it, and I'm just like, I haven't done that in about like a year and a half.
Maybe you should just do it.
I'll just find it again. There's another arena sequence. We want to get our negotiator, our rocket launcher here, up to V2. The walk-on for this is notoriously awful. Oh,
The negotiator gets very useful later in the round.
yeah, it can be a huge lifesaver. Come on. Just got B5. That was very sketch. Okay. And we're off of Toombley. Now, you may remember at the start of the run, oh, we forgot to rescue some of those fungoids and Quark. And we didn't really destroy that Vorsalon guy that well. It seemed too quickly. And unfortunately, Vorsalon is back. He wants to fight us again in his Ring of Honor. But we have another rescue mission to do. We need to rescue Azimuth, who has gotten himself captured because he's not very smart. And his ship's over here. Luckily this time, we can go straight to his ship without destroying any more. Here we go.
Warslan 2 has arguably the coolest trick in it.
This is one of the coolest tricks in the series.
But yeah, to the people that were asking in chat, there's a speedrunning Discord, the link has been posted, and you can find a lot of runners in there.
So here, this is one of the biggest like individual sequence breaks. We're supposed to unlock these doors, but luckily with this little precarious thing here, we can walk through the ceiling because that's how ceilings work. In this game, if you're walking through something or ledge grabbing through something, it just doesn't have collision. Thank you, Insomniac. Genuinely.
Very cool.
Because it's actually useful for like software prevention, but I didn't get it first try.
Wow,
I
disappointing.
need to pull out the negotiator, I think, There we go. So,
The negotiator strike. Yeah, so Ratchet just went through.
yeah. To explain that, we're changing gravity a lot in one single instance there, and when we hyperstrike, the game wants to keep continuously changing our gravity and giving us momentum in different directions. And before the hyperstrike completely initiates, it's just going to force us out through the wall because in one frame we're going fast enough to go through the wall.
Deactivated.
here we need to pull out 3 nodules to rescue Azimuth from his gay baby jail.
You can do the speed book here again. the
Yeah.
previous season. He's not cash enough to do it.
Nah, my name is not Wed SR. That's why.
Beta deactivated.
Yeah, we can die there to get back quicker. Just another case of checkpoint manipulation, I suppose. So in the midst of all of that, you're wondering, where's Vorsalon? Do we have to fight him? No. We have skipped the necessary Vorsalon fight.
Vorslon has decided that he's scared of us.
Yeah.
He's running away.
Yes. That's definitely what's happening.
The release limit.
Yeah.
Alright, Azimuth's out. Big hooray.
We're getting out of
We
here.
abandon him again. He's very slow.
Good.
So we're killing a lot of bots that are coming up here, and eventually, I'm not sure. Yes, here we go. Now here, you want to buy the Groovatron glove, and that makes enemies dance. And on casual difficulty, they dance until the glove runs out. They have no damage threshold, which means effectively they dance infinitely. So we hit a checkpoint there and then die again, because we actually need Azimuth. He's going to hack a console and like, activate a turret.
Looks like they locked down the Tenderface woods. Cover me while I hack
So
the turret.
check this out. Finally we've got this. These Proto-Mantises here, the big guys, are our main targets.
Correspond's entire flight log is on here.
So we're destroying some of the barrels around here because our missiles can lock onto them. Nice, that was really quick.
Bring the bay doors now.
Okay, 7. One more. That was a really good fight.
I was.
Really nice. And before it fades out to a cutscene, we're able to get in the ship and fly off with Azimuth.
Cutscenes. Yeah.
Cutscene script. I don't even think it counts towards in-game time.
What's the point of skipping the cutscene then?
Real time.
Real time is fake.
How can our eyes be real? Sorry, how can mirrors be real if our eyes aren't real? So you saw that cutscene there, you saw the ship jitter a bit. I thought that was a really cool cutscene, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to land on this moon, look at a Zoni, and then get back on the ship. Unrelated.
Yeah.
I'm going to look at this again.
Insane.
Oh, look at how cool that ship is, man. I think it's a really cool ship. I'm just going to look at this for a
Sort
while.
of sick.
Okay. Fun's over. Sector unlocked.
Yeah. Runs over. Not over.
Okay. Oh, now we're getting into the bitter end of the run. And I say bitter because it is very bitter. Very difficult. So, you may have noticed that we haven't done a lot of combat. So we don't have the most upgraded weapons or the highest health pool. And unfortunately, we are going to hit 3 boss fights back to back to back that are going to be a bit bad for us.
We do another great clock skip here.
Yep, this is our final Great Clock skip. Excellent. I can put down the controller.
Imagine needing a controller to play a game.
Just play with your mind, man. I'm gonna go full DJ Pitaro on this. Just gonna stand around and let the game play itself. Okay. Cutscene.
Play a different game. or
So you
play
might have
a
seen the Great Clock there. We actually load into that, skip the cutscene, and then the game thinks, oh, okay, you're done now.
Insane.
Ah, I love entering Zola. So serene, so peaceful.
So fun. It's truly the best planet of the game.
So explain what's happening here just for a third time. We're stacking two loads on top of each other. One of them being the Great Clock load, and the other being the Quantos load. The Great Clock load initiates first and finishes, and then it goes straight to the Zola load, the Quantos load. And so it puts us here, assuming we've now done the Great Clock section, and we're able to go to the next sector without doing Clank. Okay. For some reason I didn't zoom out there. It's because I'm not holding the controller.
Yeah, when's Great Clock 5 skip?
There's a category called NG plus full file minute you might want to check out. You know, all 27 seconds of it. Oh, okay. We're now back to gameplay.
Is that 27 in-game or real seconds?
In-game seconds.
In your not fake seconds, let's go.
Alright, this one is the most precarious of the barrier skips, because this one shoots at us. It really does not like us.
And Ferris is really scared of you after last time. That looks a lot easier than everything else though.
Yeah. Righto. So I'm going to do one trick here, and then I'll ask for donations. Because this trick is important. This is Vipedia skip, or Icy Peak skip. So there's a planet behind us called Vipedia that we're supposed to do get Clank back, and there's all supposed to be some happy reunion. And we're allowed to go over to this platform, but this is looking okay.
Will he get
Ooh.
the trick?
Yes, he will.
Oh, good job.
Mobius, they've done it again. So that double jump there skips the necessary Vipedia check, like, I suppose game check. It's supposed to put swing shots there, but we can double jump over now. But yeah, donations while I go over to the space station.
We have no new donations, but this marathon, Australian speedrun, is raising money for the charity Beyond Blue. Beyond Blue is working to raise the awareness of mental health issues and reduce the stigma around them, and they also want to help people achieve their best mental health. If you want to donate, you can go to donate.ozspeedruns.com. There's the link in chat. And there's also donation incentives, things like the next one coming up is for Untitled Goose Game. It's a category bid war between 2-player 1 controller and 80% glitchless, and just regular 100%. Then the rest of the bid wars are just for file names and character names. There should be a link to that in chat too. So. Yeah.
So this is Nurse Shannon. You know, she's lovely.
Best character.
Love of my life.
Don't let Fall Eyes hear that.
Oh, I got it. I can stand up here and do nothing.
Yo.
Honk if you love Goose Game.
Honk. Yeah, remember not to confuse Ness Sharon with Stephen of Cork. Very different people.
Yes.
Mobius dead.
So, because I'm not going to that, I'm going to go for this. Oh my lord.
First try, good job.
Those long-time viewers may remember Door Clip from Borsalon 1. That's like Door Clip, except a lot harder, and oh my god, this is This is playing really well.
Will we have time for a donation anytime soon?
Yes, we do right now.
Well, we've got $10 from Faz. He says, you have a donation now. Mob, please come to Brazil. We have $20.93 from Persona. Shoutouts to Mobius and the cause. Shoutouts to both Mobius and Persona. And Faz.
Time for phase 3. When we get to the hub, I'll distract the guards.
So to explain those clips there, there's a few rooms of just like arena style things. Defeat the enemies, the doors open, all of that. I took an intentional death to lower one barrier, and the other two I've done a clip through. The first one, which I jumped off an enemy's head, that one's very precise. The way I do it is a bit different. I let the enemy hit me, I jump off the victory animation for that enemy, and then double jump and hit the corner where I can clip through. And that's a very like precise and sometimes finicky kind of clip. The second one is just a regular grab the ledge and it'll be fine. You just phase up through the wall.
You didn't have to come all the way over here. The hypernova defense sensor is quite capable of clearing the debris.
But here we are cosplaying as Nefarious. A very small Nefarious. And,
Yeah, I don't know how people think that's nefarious.
you know,
It looks good, but it's not
Sure
really
can.
accurate.
Sure King Nefarious. Living his best life.
For 5 foot nefarious, let's go.
So we've destroyed some asteroids, and now we can destroy the fleet, because we have successfully fooled people into thinking the 3-foot Nefarious is actually him. Go us. Not me good.
And now nefarious is killing his own kind. Very, very wholesome.
So there's a bunch of enemies that spawn here. We throw a Rubicon down just to stop them from spreading out. Sometimes they won't go directly to you, they'll like run around the stage. And, not the most beneficial thing to do. Oh, we left an enemy behind up there. So I'm going to destroy these with the Negotiator just because it's quality of life. The bomb doesn't work on that well to enemies in the air. We're going to throw another Rubicon now, because I've wasted a lot of time.
The Rubicon is truly top 10 best weapon.
Yes. It's very good in this game because it infinitely stun locks on the lowest difficulty, which is the one we're playing on. You need to die. And we got Quark Walk.
Quark,
Yeah.
let's go.
So sometimes Quark will not fight with us. He'll just walk over to the elevator right at the start and, you know, leave us with a legion of angry robots. And, you know, I respect Quark, but come on, man. That pistol can
He's
do
got his
something.
priorities.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, speaking of the Groovitron, it absolutely peaked in Into the Nexus with the Groovitron room.
Yes, correct.
Without a doubt, the best room in the entire series.
Ratchet, we do not have a lot of time.
You'll say that until you lose a run on it.
Model will not keep
Mm,
Nefarious away
yeah.
from the clock.
Sorry, I do mean Shannon Walk. Sorry, I was getting confused with Quark Walk in another game, yes. All for One, where you play as Quark.
All for One. All for One truly has the best cheats.
Yes.
You know, the screen filters, those are amazing.
Please. Let's not remind ourselves of our All for One shenanigans. This is where I give a proper shout out to Bellum Zelda, who is the reigning World Record champion and the solo characters for that one.
Truly the co-op duology legend.
Yes. So I'm gonna get B3. Nice. Those guys went down easy.
What are you doing out of this?
So yeah, the objective here is to clear out the enemies that are given to you. So there it was there it was some Agorians that had captured the chief. And here it is Hydra tanks that have been held down. So we're in the past right now, fighting a historical battle. And we're going to change the outcome for the better to save onwards.
Ratchet just does stuff like that.
Yeah. Oh yeah, we also have Clank now. I must mention this.
I agree. It's useful for one whole jump.
And it is a really useful jump. So we're out of ammo. Gonna have to improvise here.
Changing the feature really is reasonably experimental.
Yeah. A vision.
I'd also like to agree with Falaz and Persona, that song is a banger.
Commander Argos is trying to flood the valley. We have to get to the top of the floodgate.
What are they talking about?
I have an idea.
Mercer Express.
Oh, that's correct.
Flying seats. I do not
It's the
understand.
only correct opinion.
Help us defeat the Agolians.
Ooh, okay, I'm gonna have some trouble here because I don't have full health. And Argos is a bit of a tough guy. So we're gonna plant some seeds just like we did back in Xanathar, and we're gonna change the future again. Oh, that doesn't give health in this game. Oh no. I might take a death. So we're gonna go into the future and then back to the past, and we're gonna high jump as Clank because he has a high jump ability. He's not playing nice with it. Okay, cool. And we can jump up here and ride the vine all the way to Argos. I'm gonna take a death because I'm not.
Mobius dead.
And what I'm going to do is I'm going to change the difficulty again. So the reason I'm doing this is it lowers the amount of damage that bosses do, which is just like a huge quality of life thing, because this guy can two-shot you if you have like the highest adaptive difficulty, because this game's difficulty is linear. Oh, okay, this isn't sketchy.
So this is the boss fight that V3 Devastator is very useful for.
Yeah, Negotiator here is alive.
Negotiator.
So, get this damage. Okay, so you can see now, it's just taking chunks off his health. And luckily, since we can do that there, it makes his next little phase a godsend. Like, so we're going to see here. I'm going to practice my middies. Okay. I will play soldier in your pugs. Okay, nice. So that's Argos. He's a lot more difficult than he looks because the bomb has such a low range on it, and it's our only major damaging weapon other than the Negotiator. And since that only has 10 ammo, we can't use it for the whole fight, of course. So now we need to power up this ship, because our replica ship, sorry, our real ship, is back at Nefarious Space Station.
So apparently you're only like 8 seconds behind PB.
Okay. Altimeter.
Yeah, I'm not doing IGT strats, so...
Drive. Perhaps we should read the instructions.
That's true. True.
See? Enough to do it. And now the booster. That is the radio. Oh, hold on, I'll just go. That knob wasn't supposed to pop off. Why do I even bother?
Yeah, this time it did start early.
Mm.
I'm not really concerned. I don't care if I PB.
Your world record at the marathon. Let's go. Truly was
Come on,
pre-recorded.
dude. Don't put pressure on me. Especially since this is the hardest fight. Am I gonna get clipped off by Wardrock?
Get him, Snowball!
Shoutouts to Lombax.
Oh yeah, so this platform is the only difference between the NTSC and the PAL versions, and this platform is much faster
Yeah.
on the NTSC.
Saves like 14, 16 seconds on it. I get a-
Australians truly losing
Truly
all
winning.
day.
Fueling sequence is at
Truly winning in me. We're always winning. Don't break
Get
my
world
heart.
record on PAL.
I could. So we're going to do another. I switched the wrong way there. We're going to do another difficulty switch.
A hard difficulty, let's go for
And
it.
this one isn't. I don't think this one's actually necessary, but it's sort of like just a peace of mind. So Nefarious is the hardest boss in the game, probably now. Because he has a very small hitbox, our bomb has a very small hitbox, and you need to hit him a lot of times in a row to skip some of his phases. Alright. Here we're going to skip the escort, like around the platform by hitting one of the first triggers on the the second quarter, and then going back over here. And because we have V3 Negotiator, let's whoa. That's not the best. So normally we go all the way around the platform, even or not. Well, I'm not going to get here, so probably not. What? I'm very surprised I got that. I was probably about like a quarter second off missing that.
Damn. At least he got it.
I think-
Truly the greatest speedrunner.
Yeah, you say these things.
Dude,
Wow.
the IL god.
That was top 10 clutch moments. So in the background during that last Nefarious damage phase, there's some dropships that were coming towards me. If they reach a certain point, I have to fight the dropships. But I managed to just lower Nefarious's HP at half just in time. Oh, that was way more terrifying than it should have been. Okay. Okay, now we are. Nefarious is like escape ship. See the laser here? This will do damage to Nefarious if it hits him. But, there needs to be a certain height above the below the ground. I don't think this is good. I think this is going to. Unfortunately. Oh no, it doesn't. Oh, we're barely hitting the bottom of his hitbox. I was about to split there. Whoops.
Do you have your splits off?
Nah, I'm just chilling.
Just chilling,
Yeah.
vibing.
So now that we're done with Nefarious, he's supposed to be the big bad, but who else in this series, in this game, have we encountered that might be a big bad? It turns out.
Could it be cool?
Sorry, I paused there. It is Azimuth, our trusty Lombax friend. Now, you just missed a cutscene where Ratchet dies. Like, literally dies.
Ratchet is dead.
Yeah, you're like, at this present time, Ratchet is dead. Rest in peace, bro.
Ratchet's never seen a bigger L.
No. I mean, it's a shame. It had to happen. Oh, he's back. It's whatever, man. Oh, well.
So this is the fast, like, rail segment I was talking about earlier.
Yeah, so these rails are a lot faster than the ones on Mononoth, and we can abuse these in NG Plus to go faster on Mononoth. But for any percent here, this is the very last section. We are about 40 seconds away. A bit over 40 seconds away from time, I think. Once we're done with this, we have to fight Azimuth. He's going to flick the master control to the great clock, which keeps time.
Ratchet, we cannot let him.
His misguided ways makes him believe he can save the Lombaxes in the past.
Little did he know, all the Lombaxes ran away.
Mm-hmm. Oh well. Hate to see it. So I'm just setting up a Groovage one here. So I need to find a sweet spot on him. His hitbox is not aligned with his model. Ooh. Nice. That's a sweet spot. I will call that very sweet indeed.
Oh, got the good minute.
Okay, he took a while there to... What you doing, bro? Okay, back to the sweet spot. I was doing it. Oh, getting out of damage. Alright, time is coming up in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. Time!
Good job.
Yeah, and we're gonna just check the in-game time here, because that's our primary timing method. And that just takes a minute.
Time.
Yeah. That was an okay run.
So if anyone wants to learn more about Ratchet running, we've got a Discord. I'm sure if someone has the link to it, they can post it. Apparently you're 9 seconds off last year world record.
I doubt this is record.
Will he win?
We'll listen to Borsal on Spiel here. It's okay with the real time. Like, I said to start timer at the different position anyway. Anyway, let's see. Hey! I can't believe it.
World record.
Oh my god.
Oh no. No, it's not.
Yes,
Oh no, it is.
10
Yeah, it
seconds.
is.
10
Yo.
seconds. Wow.
Massive dub.
Oh,
GG. Good job.
colossal dub.
WR at ASM.
Oh, that's crazy. I was not
The
expecting that. I was not expecting that.
Best way to end off the Ratchet block.
Ah. Mobius, they've done it again.
Mobius the legend.
Oh, wow. That's amazing.
Yeah, and if anyone wants to learn more about Ratchet running, Fars just press the link to the Discord
Yeah.
in the chat.
Whew. Yeah, wow. Thanks for all the GGs. And yeah, like, shout-outs to everyone in RAC. Especially the ACIT runners that have been keeping it down over the years. Especially Duck, who found probably 50% or like 80% of the stuff that I used in that run. Duck is a cornerstone of this game. And Lombax999, legendary 80% runner. I think that's all though. Thank you for showing up for the rack block. That was a good 4 hours. Like, nearly 4 hours of crazy good runs. Thank you to Captain Fabulous and Fireproof Nurse, who is just here with me.
Yo.
But yeah, I think that's a good way to cap it off.
Mm.
Thank you, ASM, and keep donating. Keep donating.
Thanks to Massive Mob as well.